session 2 of Starting from Scratch. And tonight we're going to hear from Laurel. And Laurel is going to be talking about playing defense. So if you are listening in and you have someone who, while you do the marketing, someone else is actually doing the shopping, then you'll want to have them tune into this. And Laurel actually did our PLR course, which is called the Extreme Couponing PLR. And so if you have that course, you'll know that Laurel kind of knows her stuff. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Laurel.
Okay, thanks, Charles. Good evening, everyone. And Charles, as he just said, asked me to put together a presentation this evening for everyone to talk about some of the things that can be done, some of the things that I've actually done for us when, as my title slide indicates, when our back's been up against the wall and we needed to minimize our spending as much as possible while we were building our business. So we can go ahead and get started with some strategies that I think that you can employ if you're not already using them that can help you as you are transitioning into your home-based business becoming your primary or sole source of income. So there are 4 basic strategies that I think that you can look at using. And as I mentioned, I think that some of you might already be using some of them. So I'm guessing some of the things that I'll mention might not be new for you, but just in case they are for others, we'll go ahead and cover those. So the first strategy that I will discuss is to get paid for things that you already have. And the second strategy is to maybe get things that you need for free. Third strategy is to get it for cheap, get it for, as close to free as you can. And then the fourth strategy is talking about couponing specifically, that couponing strategies that you can use to get it for cheap or to get it for free or to get paid to purchase it. So the first strategy is to get paid for it. And so what do I mean by that? I mean that you can sell things, and we are first worlders, and that by definition means that there are things in our home that we can use to that we don't need that we can perhaps sell. So some of the selling outlets that you can use are things like eBay, OfferUp, Mercari, Poshmark, etc. Those are all pretty much online venues that you can use to sell things. And each of those is probably a course in and of itself, but the basic strategy that you are offering something in an established arena, so you don't necessarily have to advertise that arena. It has by its name and reputation done the advertising for you, and so you pay them a fee for the service of using their venue to sell your goods. And I could have just as easily put Amazon FBA in there. So, but you get the general idea. And the second strategy is to look at using local Facebook groups. And generally speaking, what you can do to find some of these groups, because that's the main question I've gotten, how do I find these groups, is you can type in your city or your area and look for yard sales. So New York online yard sale, New York buy sell type groups. So or if you are in a small town or small city, maybe look for your region. Like for example, DMV, if you're in the DMV area, excuse me, that is the, what is that, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. You can look for DMV Facebook groups. And, essentially these will work where you can list a picture of your item and the price that you're asking and where it can be picked up and details like that. You can field questions from interested buyers, and you can sell your items that way. It doesn't offer the same protections necessarily as, say, eBay would, but it is still a better option, I think, or safer option than, say, Craigslist, because people can kind of back out of deals all the time on Craigslist, or of course, you have to be careful about where you meet up with the buyer to sell your items. But the point being that there are definitely venues where you can sell things. And of course, there are yard sales and flea markets as well. And then another strategy, and I'll talk more about this a little later, is to use couponing to acquire items that you can then turn around and sell. And you can sell them again at yard sales, flea markets, some of the places listed on the slide already, so you have some options. Another strategy you can employ is to get some of the things that you need for free. And one way of doing this is FreeCycle. And again, there are a number of FreeCycle groups where you can look for your area. And like if you're Googling it, sometimes you have to go through Yahoo groups, or you can find FreeCycle groups on Facebook in your area. And the basic principle is that you are looking for things that some people are getting rid of that you might be interested in acquiring. I remember, for example, one of the things we've gotten through FreeCycle is a free Foreman grill. We happen to like the small round outdoor patio Foreman grills, and we were able to get one for free through FreeCycle because somebody was getting rid of one that they just had no interest in or no use for. And quite often that is the case, that the FreeCycle, the items that are being offered on FreeCycle, it's not that they're in bad condition. It's simply that maybe someone has purchased it and they maybe used it once and it doesn't meet their needs, or they don't like it, or that kind of thing. So someone was offering a practically new Foreman grill, outdoor patio Foreman grill for free on FreeCycle, and we were able to pick that up. And conversely, if you're getting rid of things, that's a good way to get rid of things also for free that may not have a great deal of value when offered on the open market. A second way that you can get things for free is through dumpster diving or through trash picking. And again, it's just as I mentioned with FreeCycle, it's not necessarily that you are getting things that are in poor condition. Yes, are there some things out there that are trash and deserve to be thrown away? Absolutely. But there are some things that you'll find that are in very good condition or are still salvageable or are very much usable. Now you'll need to check with the laws in your region to make sure that dumpster diving is legal, and even if it is legal, make sure that you are not going into areas that might be gated off or into dumpsters that are enclosed or are like automated, you know, the kind that there's a machine attached to it. You don't want to endanger your well-being, obviously, getting in dumpsters. Or trash picking is, and I'm sure you're familiar with this concept as well, where maybe people are putting things out on trash day or the day before trash day, and are have no problem with you taking those items from them to repurpose them or recycle them for your own needs. And so that's another way of getting things for free. You can barter, and you can use sites like, we've bartered on Craigslist before. I don't know if Charles has ever mentioned this. Through my couponing, I was able to get, I don't know, like a lot of Tide, and we bartered that for, what did we barter the Tide for, Charles? A guitar, was it? Do you remember?
It was a guitar. Yep, it was a
Okay.
guitar.
And then I'm bartering with couponing. And again, I will discuss couponing in just a few moments. And then another strategy you can employ is getting things for cheap. And you can use a lot of online venues once again for that. Same ones that you use to sell, you can use to purchase. You can look on eBay. You can look on OfferUp, Mercari, Poshmark. You can look on all sorts of sites like that to find what you might be looking for, and the condition might be new or used on those sites, but they are all perfectly viable options for acquiring things that you need, that you can probably find for a lot less than the going retail price. And again, as was mentioned, you can use local Facebook groups for getting things for cheap as well. And Craigslist, that's another option. And again, you know, each one has its pros and cons. I guess the big one with Craigslist is just ensuring your personal safety. And you probably know this, but many police stations, or maybe it's a universal national rule where all police stations are um, considered to be safe pick-up and drop-off zones for Craigslist transactions. So those are some kind of online options. You make the connections online, and if it's a local venue, you can then meet the person in person, or through the online options. Obviously, you are doing those transactions online, but then there are the local ones, like you can go to thrift stores and get things for cheap. And for those who maybe have never been to thrift stores, yes, it is possible to get things for very little money that are in very good condition. We've gotten a number of things from thrift stores that still have the new store tags on them, Lord and Taylor, or Macy's, or Kmart, or Target, or whatever the case might be. A lot of things are still brand new in the package, or still have the new clothing tags on them. So thrift stores are also great possibilities. Local newspaper ads, because there are some people who are not online but are still offering things. So you can look through your local newspapers in the classified ads section still to find things. Not as popular as it used to be, obviously, with the internet in place now, but it is still a perfectly viable option. And I know in our area, this is still a great way to find out about estate sales and estate auctions that are being held. So, excuse me, don't overlook that option. It's still out there. And of course, during yard sale season, you can go to yard sales and find things at great prices. We found some great things, great prices at yard sales. And this is a great way to pick up those large items that are too hard to sell in an online venue, like furniture. We've sold furniture through what have we used? We used a local Facebook group for ours, but you get the point that you can use yard sales for getting the things that you need for little or no money. And then you can wait for some deals, like you can wait for great clearance sales. If you're looking at the picture of the soft soap hand soap up in the top right corner, that was Christmas scented hand soaps that were originally, I think I just looked online at Walmart for the price of that. I think the original price point was about $1, maybe 97, 98 cents. And if you wait till after Christmas when they're clearancing it, I picked up all of those for 24 cents a bottle. And no, I didn't need coupons for that. That was the going price. When you went over to the scanner, that's the price that it's scanned at, 24 cents a bottle. That's a good example of a clearance deal. And an example of a glitch deal is where a deal kind of works better than advertised. So, for example, Staples was offering a coupon for $5 off of a $25 purchase when you installed their app on your phone. But what ended up happening is when I bought these bottles of dishwasher detergent gel, they're $5 a piece on the app. The app ended up deducting $5 a piece, not $5 for the entire order. So I think when it was all said and done, I paid 8 cents for all 5 of those bottles, and those were 75-ounce bottles. That's definitely going to last us, I'm thinking, probably about a good year, maybe more. And I paid 8 cents for it. So that would be an example of a glitch deal. And the idea with clearance sales and glitch deals is that when you get the opportunity to make these purchases, you want to stock up on them so that you don't have to worry about getting that item anytime soon, at which time you might have to pay regular price for it. Does that make sense? You want to, and I've talked about that concept in my couponing course, you want to make sure that you are getting as good a deal as possible and getting as many as you can within reason, obviously, so that you don't have to worry about replenishing that at a time when it will not be financially advantageous, whether you're low on funds or the price is just not a good price. Maybe I'll pause here and see if there are any questions.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? are for Laurel at this point. If you do, you can go ahead and type them there in the box. One question that might come up, Laurel, would be, how would someone find out about a glitch deal, as you call it?
Oh, thank you. That is a good question. I find out about them through various groups. I'm in a number of Facebook groups. I'm on Instagram, and I am following a number of people who are extreme shoppers or extreme couponers like this who catch these deals and then share them because obviously that takes a lot of legwork, and if everyone who's looking can kind of pool their resources, then obviously that's how we all kind of find out about these deals.
All right, very good. Okay, so no questions. You can go ahead.
Okay. And then the last thing I'll talk about is obviously you can coupon for it. Now I talk a great deal about couponing in the couponing course, so I'm not going to bore you because I know a number of you have that, but it is still it does still bear repeating that there is a lot of value to be had in couponing for items. And the basic premise with couponing is you want to wait for a great sale and great coupons, because I know what happens is when you're first starting out, you get your Sunday paper and you've got, one coupon insert in it, maybe two, maybe three, and you open it and you've got one coupon for Tide, and you've got one coupon for, Land O'Lakes butter, whatever. And you look at your one coupon for the Tide, and you look at what it's selling for in the store flyers for the week, and you're thinking, this is not making sense. How are people getting these great deals by using couponing? But you want to wait for a great sale, not just a good sale, but a great sale, and you want to wait for great coupons. And so with um, and the longer you do it, the more you'll get a feel for when you're looking at a sale that's great and coupons that are great as well. And so when you combine these, that's when you can maximize your savings, and that's when you can stock up and get enough that will probably last you until the next cycle of great sales and great coupons on that item. And so when you find that combination of a great sale with great coupons, you want to buy items that you would normally buy during this time when you're looking at purchasing it, even if you already have some. Because one thing I have been told is, well, why would I buy 12 bottles of Tide when I can get it even though, yeah, it's $1 a bottle, when I already have 2 bottles in my house? That just doesn't make sense. Well, those 2 bottles are not going to last very long, at which time you're going to have to go to the store and buy more, and you're probably not going to get it for $1 or $2 a bottle at that time. So the idea of couponing is learning how to kind of stockpile within reason to meet your needs so that it can last you until the next great sales cycle. And I talk about sales cycles in the couponing course, as you know. So I thought I would outline for you a deal I did this weekend. I went to the grocery store. Grocery store couponing is a little harder than, like, say, drugstore or big box store couponing. Big box stores are Walmart, Target, Kmart, stores like that. Drugstore couponing, CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid. Couponing for food is a little harder to do, but it is still possible. And so this is a deal that I did. These are the items, forgive me, I was too tired to take all the items out of the bags and make a pretty picture, but this is essentially what I got. I got, and it's worth mentioning, 12 cartons of stock, 4 cartons of dips, 6 of the rice. You see the Minute Maid rice there in the center of the picture, 6 of those, 3 pounds of sunflower seeds, that's for Charles, 4 bottles of salad dressing, 16 boxes of theater candy, 10 pounds of drumsticks, a quart of half and half cream, 3 boxes of Eggo waffles, 20 boxes of toothpaste, 10 bottles of body wash, you see down there, 10 bottles of hand soaps, a box of plastic wrap, a box of aluminum foil, and the grand total for all of that after coupons was $108.87. And here's why that is significant. With those purchases, and again, I'm shopping the great deals with great coupons, and it was at a store that has gas deals. I earned $3.40 off per gallon of gas, and since you're allowed 25 gallons per fill-up, I earned $85 worth of gas now that I don't have to pay for. And I also earned $20 in movie tickets that I don't have to pay for. So those savings equated to $105 of things I now don't have to pay for. So it's essentially kind of like paying $3.87 for everything that I just mentioned in that list. And I talked to you about how to do this, how to get the coupons in the course. So I'm not going to go back over those things. But the point being that by doing this careful shopping, by looking for the great deals and the great sales and the great coupons, by checking my Facebook groups, checking Instagram, um, checking some websites that I even talk about, I was able to anticipate when this deal was coming, look at acquiring coupons, figure out how much I was going to get of everything, and then get all of this stuff. So this is obviously a great savings for us. And that is what what tonight's session is all about. How can I do what I need to do for less money while I'm building my business? And in the picture here at the bottom is the two $10 vouchers that I got for the movies. And I know one question you have is, well, what are you going to do with 20 tubes of toothpaste? And the answer is, if you look back on some of the things that I was talking about earlier, you can sell it. You can put it on a local Facebook group. You can offer it on Craigslist. Depending on the weight of the items, you want to be careful about, selling it through eBay or OfferUp or something. But those are all, viable options. Or if you're going to hold any yard sales this summer, take that out there to your yard sale along with some of the other things that you're going to, get rid of from your home. So you've got some great options for all of these options that you might not have been familiar with prior to our discussion of it tonight. But at the very least, I'm hopeful that these strategies will help you in saving money while you are working on building your business and getting things put in place. Do you have any questions?
Okay, if you have any questions, you can just go ahead and write them there in the question box there. And I actually have a picture of the gas receipt. Wonder if I can if I can show the controls. Do you have any more slides, Laura?
No, that's the last slide.
Okay, I'm going to make myself the presenter.
Okay.
And okay, I may have even shown this receipt. So you can see there's the, I don't know if that was mid-stage, but then there's the $4.40 off a gallon. That I guess that's going to be two, eventually two tankfuls or whatever the case is.
Yeah, that was kind of midway through the deals because the total number of points we have on our card right now is 5281, which equates to $5.20 off per gallon of gas. So I had some points to begin with, added these this weekend, so we're up to 520, which is at least two free tanks, two free fill-ups of gas.
Yep. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Yeah. If you don't have the course, let me see. Let's see. Helen has a question. Laurel. Helen's question is, how do you feel about the sites where you have to pay for coupons? She says, I've seen some online, but I have been leery.
When sometimes it is difficult for people in some areas to get a hold of a great many coupons, and whether you can't get them yourself or maybe you don't have neighbors or coworkers or friends or whatever who can bring you inserts, because I do have like neighbors and friends and people that I know that will bring me inserts, but if you don't have any of these things, then there are services of people that are able to acquire these and then through this service that they provide, share them with you. And so um, are these legitimate? Yes, they are, because they recognize that not everyone has the same access to coupons as others do.
All right. Helen, does that answer your question? If you do, just put a follow-up question right back in here. I've got a question here from Clyde. Laurel,
Mhm.
Clyde says, we only get 3 cents per $25 spent, and they use it all when you get gas. We can't split them out on several purchases. Wish we were able to do it your way.
Let's see. Well, the general rule of thumb at this store is that you only get 10 cents off per gallon for every $100 that you spend. But this you do have every so often what they'll call gas deals, where you can purchase 6 of an item and get 40 cents off per gallon. That's what I did. I was able to purchase 6 Colgates and get 40 cents off per gallon. And what that means is, let's see, let's do the math real quick. When I purchased 6 Colgates, I spent $1 a piece, so that was $6. And by getting 40 cents off per gallon, what was that? Is that 10? I think that's $10 worth of free gas, if that makes sense. So, yeah, and now the thing about not being able to kind of stockpile your points, that is kind of difficult because then you would say get gas for us is around 2.40 a gallon right now. I would earn 2.40 worth of points, go fill the tank, and then do some more deals. But yeah, that can be a little disconcerting, or it makes it a little difficult, basically.
Clyde, what part of the country are you in, and then what grocery store are you talking about? And then I'm going to go to James's question. Laurel, James's question is, what's the best way to get coupons since the Sunday paper is now becoming extinct?
Um, let's see. There are insert providers, but I think the primary method of getting coupons is still through the Sunday paper. Once the Sunday paper becomes extinct, I think that in areas even where they're eliminating some of the weekdays that they provide service, like in our area, I think you can only get it 2 or 3 days a week now, but we do still have Sunday delivery for the sake of the coupon inserts. And that's going to be a whole new discussion once Sunday papers go away as to how the insert companies go about distributing their inserts. They might start mailing them, because now one of our inserts does come in the mail. It's distributed into our mailbox with our local grocery store flyers.
All right, and Laurel, I asked Clyde where he is. He's in North Central Florida, and I guess it's kind of a small town. He says the name of it is Hitchcock's Market, so it's probably not a major chain, and maybe that's he said it's the only place in their area, and it's the only ones that do the gas at all, and not even every Hitchcock does it. So maybe it's a function of the size of the store.
Yeah, it can be, but now, how close are you to a Publix, Clyde? Because Publix is in Florida. That's a grocery store chain in Florida. And I ask because, let me know, Charles, when he responds. I ask because Publix is going to be worth a 30 or even 60, I don't know about 60 minutes, at least a 30, 45-minute drive to get there. And I do believe that there are some in North Central Florida. And Publix is notorious for having fantastic grocery store deals where um, it makes what I did at my grocery store look expensive. I don't know if I don't think they do gas deals, but my Publix couponing friends are able to get groceries routinely for free or for very, very little. And that includes fresh meat, fresh produce. The deals at Publix are unbelievable. And that's worth joining a Facebook group just to find out about those deals.
Yep. Okay. Laurel, he says that Publix is about 20 miles. He's not aware if they have gas, but
Right, I
but yeah,
don't
go
think
ahead.
they do. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And Helen says, Laurel, do we have Giant Eagle supermarkets in our area? She says they're located in Ohio, and a person can accumulate points toward gas as well as get great deals.
No, we don't have a Giant Eagle. Giant Eagle is exclusive to Ohio, but our grocery store, which is not affiliated with Giant Eagle, is called Giant, and so I'm familiar with Giant Eagle, but again, the names might be similar, but there's no overlap with the stores. But yeah, Giant Eagle does do gas deals from what I remember.
Yep. Fantastic. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay. If you don't have, let's see, extreme couponing. Here's what we did. We went, I just went to extreme couponing PLR. I lowered the price rather than give you a coupon. Nobody else even knows about it if you're not in this course. So I just lowered the price to, I think it's $9.95. And so you can still get extreme couponing PLR if you don't have it. Okay, so as far as the for the first webinar, you should if you've logged into the back office there, Clyde. I have not uploaded the replay, but I will put it on the button tonight. I've got to do a little edit to it, and then I will post it to the button inside of the members area. Okay. Any other questions? Any other
While
questions?
you're fielding questions, Charles, one thing I forgot to mention is um, with your couponing items, you can use them, and again, this is mentioned in the course, you can also use them for gifts. We are able to, whenever we have a reason to give a gift, an occasion to give a gift, very rarely do we have to actually go out and buy anything because there are such nice things in the stockpile now that we can put together a gift for most any occasion. And we've actually kind of become famous for our basket gifts, where we might do a lot of we might do personal care gift baskets. We might do housewarming, where we have household type items in our gift baskets. Um, Baby shower, bridal shower, we always have items to give for gifts, and we also have items to donate. And I have done boxes. When I say boxes, I mean um, like big boxes of personal care items to local ministries and organizations for people that need them, people in crisis or people in need. So by you doing this, not only are you going to see a lot of savings in your own bank account, but then you can then pass those blessings on to others who are in need of, a hand up as well.
Yeah, Laurel. Maybe I guess we can leave out the name. When we went to the Warrior Conference a couple of years ago, you visited someone, and can you kind of recount that story a little bit? I guess we can kind of leave out the name, but
Oh,
um,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, well, when we went to, as you mentioned, the conference some years ago, we encountered a friend we hadn't seen in a bit who had moved into that area, as luck would have it, and was in dire straits. And so I was able to show her how she could use couponing to get some things for free that she needed that particular weekend. And the way it worked where she lives is they would get an insert to she lived in an apartment complex, and one of the inserts would arrive, the red plum insert would arrive to their mailboxes. And in an apartment complex, I guess, right next to all the mailboxes is a trash can of like paper trash, not like dirty trash. And I showed her insert. I reached in the trash and pulled up easily like a dozen more unused inserts, and we took those and we went to um, I think we went to Rite Aid that particular weekend for some stellar deals there. Yes, we were able to get food items at Rite Aid for free, and we then went to Walmart, and she had a really specific skincare need for her daughter, and we were able to get those items for free. So it was a really good weekend of shopping and just teaching her how she can use couponing when, being in dire straits and being able to get items for little or nothing.
All right, fantastic. All right, so any other questions? Anyone? Any other questions? Once again, if you need to get Extreme Couponing PLR, you can get it at theplorshow.com/scratch and then the number 2. And with that, if there are no more questions, this is the end of session 2. Okay, Helen has one more question. Well, it's Helen from the Thursday night group, incidentally.
Yes, good evening, Helen.
Okay, so Helen has a suggestion about medications, and she's going to write it in.
Okay. While she's doing that, I have, with excess meds that I have gotten, I have donated them to a local non-food bank. There are food banks, but they're in our area is a non-food bank where um, I guess non-food items are typically not available through a food bank, but obviously people still need them. They still need diapers. They still need soap. And so the non-food bank has been very, very grateful to get those items.
All right. And Helen's got a good suggestion here, Laurel. She says,
Hmm.
and I'm going to just post it here.
Okay.
Let me see if I can kind of get this on screen and put it on here. My notepad file. I don't know if can you see this, Laura says if someone needs to save on some prescription drugs, there's a free card available, a discount card called GoodRx available to anyone.
Oh,
And she
great.
says, yeah, she says helped her from time to time. Hey, that's awesome, Helen.
That is. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. That's a really good idea.
Right? She says the site is online and they'll send you a card you can use at pharmacies anywhere. Awesome.
Wow. Yeah, wow.
And let's see. She says there's a phone number, and I'll put that up there. Yeah, and then there's a phone number here.
Okay. That's probably 888
888. Yep, that's what she said. Yep.
277. Okay.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for being here. This has been session 2. Now, tomorrow is the big finish. And so we're going to be doing, and we're going to get into the core method tomorrow. And so we're going to get into creating rebrandable software, and then we're going to show you how to use it using the Warrior Plus network and how you can actually use it to generate leads as well as to make sales. And of course, there are some other methods, but that's going to be the core method, and we're going to dive in deep tomorrow evening. So strap in. We will see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you very much for being here, everybody. Have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.
Good night.